Oh, thank God. I was like, who the hell are you shooting? Certainly not going to win people back when they say, she shot me with an arrow. Hey everyone, welcome back to another Stoneface Reactions. I'm Theta, and we're back with another episode of 2B Hero X. We come back as we normally do with notes and a board, so let's go ahead and look at that board first thing. Where we have the board changelog, where I changed the white lines connecting Xian to Zhao and the Dean to red, and then I added Ken and connected her to Xian with a green line. Obviously, I also added the DOS group to the listing of groups on the board. Showing off, I've also updated the board some, although the board is still buggy as all get out because it's programmed by me, and I'm fixing it as time goes by. But we now have the ability to look at specific lines and groups, like I click this, and those are all the members of the treatment organization. I click this, and those are the known members of Spotlight, DOS, the Manor group, neutral, because I put one person in neutral for some reason. Also things like, these are the people who are in a romance. These are people that are family. These are the people I'm not certain about. And for some reason, a couple of red lines too, because, Anyway, board stuff. Let's go ahead and get on with the notes. I get that the Dean made some sort of deal with Lou about not causing problems for a year, but it also feels out of character for him to reward him with a guitar, considering how he later expresses his disdain for the music he and Xian later go on to play with. There is also the element of the green stuff coming off of it when he plays it. Couldn't figure out what it was during the reaction, but we do see a sort of zombie thing going on at the orphanage at the end of the episode, very green flavored. My guess, for now, is this is related to the Aether Labs. They made the guitar, or some effect coming off of it, and passed it on to the orphanage. Maybe this is for testing, maybe by request, not sure. Like, were they responsible for the plane crash too? Or is Aether Labs proto-Spotlight? That they tempted the Dean, and the power they gave him was like zombie control, and the guitar was the vector for the infection or something? I've got all my plot devices, I just don't know how to connect them yet. I'd be suspicious of the truck full of boxes due to everything else that's going on, if it weren't for the fact that this is an orphanage with needs, and a shilling campaign. 36 boxes, sure, I think. What of? But the place needs food, bedding, supplies, etc., plus the goods that they're selling to people that we saw. Not unusual. The dozen trips daily, though, that sounds unusual. That's a lot of stuff to not have seen get moved around on screen, neither coming in or going out. The Dean really just does have the power set of Betelgeuse from ReZero, I suppose minus being able to migrate into another person's body once he's killed. Maybe this is a stupid thought, but I think this show might have been better if it wasn't a series. I get that we're doing sets of 3 episodes introducing characters so that we can eventually bring them all together for a tournament arc at the end. Just something in the back of my head is making me think of comics, right? Which is to say, some people only really care about following their favorite characters, even when they do cross over with other characters. I feel like this would have been a cool series of individual OVAs set in a shared universe, and then release the tournament arc as the actual series for, everything else. So, my color is going to turn out to be from somewhere, isn't it? The only thing to make me doubt that is that she gets up to performing on stage without it ever coming up. But I could anticipate that if someone did create it first, they might not know someone else is playing it until Sion got big. I mean, it's either that or we'll hear some bad guy humming it in the back, in the timeline after Sion got out, and that it would tie to Lou. It would tie to Lou or something else. I think my color is going to be a big reveal. It's either that or it's going to be absolutely nothing. I don't know. If I was right before about the zombie stuff coming from the guitar, then her playing it in public, all the time would be a real tragedy. But I also don't think that they would have put clues all throughout the previous stories that took place ahead of this one about a giant zombie outbreak. And I just didn't notice. I hope I would have spotted that somewhere. So I'm going to consider it evidence that I'm likely wrong. Dude on the street, whose face we didn't see, is going to be someone. That was too much of a focus to be nothing. Also, all the other arcs thus far have connected to one another by introducing some element that would later show up. So, all right, I'm pretty sure I was just wrong thinking that her luck was inherent. It was likely that she survived the plane crash, was called lucky for that when she earned trust value. That belief in her luck manifest. The same way it works for everyone else, in fact. Thus, when she went back to 0 trust value, the thing that made her lucky again was everyone else's belief, or past belief, in her luck remanifesting. I guess the thing throwing me off are characters like Magic Shadow, who were enhanced without trust value, or, Spotlight and what they do. I imagine it wouldn't be impossible to have a villain with trust value as well. Some people can do horrible things for good reasons, or reasons that people want. Hell, I wonder if there are outside powers as well. Politically, I mean. Imagine a terrorist situation. Someone from a country that would hate these people for whatever reason gets on the news, claims credit for a horrible act, trust value skyrockets, not from the people that live here, but from the people that agree with him back home. Again, trust value doesn't mean good. Horrible people can trust each other as well. And my final note, not sure what is going on with Lou. I really don't want to consider abuse at play, but it's been 2 years since the accident, and he's still bandaged up. The Dean's desire to whisper something in his ear just to torture him mentally kinda leans towards the abuse angle, though. That and my belief that this is the same room with all the stuff taken out of it and the posters torn down. Obviously, this is going to be episode 3. This is where all the shit hits the fan to make her an injured character, just like all of our other injured characters by the end of their arcs. So yeah, that was the notes, that was the board. Nothing left to do but hop on in and see what we get.
But before we get started,
make sure that you hit the like button,
hit that subscribe button,
comment down below to feed that algorithm.
On top of all that, if you want to watch more shows like this, unfiltered,
uncensored,
and uncut,
as well as some early access stuff,
you can check it out over on the Patreon.
It's just $5 a month, but hey, no pressure.
There's zero pressure in order to do that. It's just a little bit of extra support, and it would be greatly appreciated.
请进。是小青啊，来，正等你呢。
I mean, I already added her to the group, but I assume it has to come into play to get her to the tournament.
好，看来你跟大家已经熟络了。我还担心会
I
不
don't
会
think we have Queen on the board yet.
倒也不是，还是第一次。
So I guess that indicates who she's with, or who they are with. Oh, wait, we do have Queen on the board. That's the name of the reporter's daughter.
来，给你看些东西。这些是为你准备的新服装和新装备，我们还重新加工了一下你的吉他。这把吉他不
It should
光
be like
音色
Lan
出众，
Zan from
而
Mao
且还
Zushi.
装备了配合你能力并将其强化输出的最新技术。
Conversely, if you get bored, you can play
对你
Yu-Gi-Oh
打造
on
的
it.
新人设还满意吗？
我的新人设，
现在的受众更期待独立自强的女性，所以我们需要你摒弃掉原来柔弱被动的剩女形象，重塑一个热爱音乐、拥有梦
I
想。
mean, I guess that
敢于
independent
追求
woman
梦
thing
想
is how Moon
将
got her
新
thing
一代在
going
歌曲
too.
传递给所有人，充满活力的战斗天使。
天使，战斗，这吉他怎么了？
这就是我刚说的。
Yeah, but does she have any actual archery talent?
技术，它既是吉他，也是一把你的专属武器。
可我一点战斗经验都没有。
There you
而且
go.
我还没搞明白为什么要这么做。
别担心，我已经给你安排了集训，有信心在最短的时间内。
Fair enough. Lin also had the same thing.
英雄。
对，成为英雄之前，你还要记住一点，千万别再提及你从前的经历。这个世界，人言可畏。
I don't know. I feel like that could actually still get people on your side. Also, wouldn't people recognize her from the story? Oh yeah, that's right. The reporter didn't put anything out there. I also apologize. I didn't say this at the beginning, but you might have heard my voice is going up and down. I don't know what the hell's going on. I did one recording before this, and then I started doing this recording afterwards, and my voice has been all over the place. So I apologize if I just start going weird sounding, because I can only imagine what audio editing me is doing with this in the future. I don't know what that represents, if that's Easel's Electric Heart, or Sion's bright blue heart. It could be anybody's. Again, I could be adding anybody from the opening to the board, but I'm waiting to see their episodes first. I still have no idea who the hell that is. He's either going to be like the tournament leader guy or the leader of Spotlight, or who the hell knows. And those two cheat. Sorry, the two fire starters. We got that in the news already. I guess at some point I should take a screenshot of them and just add them to the board for like cheaters. So yeah, you know she's going to get called back to the orphanage. Or Lou's going to drag her back to the orphanage. I don't know. You don't show us a zombie orphanage and leave it.
总算上来了。
小青，今天的演出太成功了。哎，对了，你最后独白里说的那个人是谁啊？你家里人吗？
司机师傅，能不能麻烦你先载我去个地方？
啊？是不合规矩，要被老板知道我就完蛋了。
开过去看一眼我们就走，好不好？
To the orphanage, okay. Basically what I just said.
麻烦在这儿等我一下。
Although I thought she was going to get lured in.
快点吧，再晚就要被发现了。
Wait, don't tell anyone about your past. Hey, drive me to my past.
你来做什么？怎么，大英雄突然良心发现，懂得念旧了？还是故意跑回来想要羞辱我？站住！
I legit don't know why she even came here to begin with, actually.
自从你离开，大家就都不来了，这里变得冷冷清清，孩子们吃的用的也就越来越不足，这些年的苦日子都拜你所赐。
No, it's your fault, you asshole.
我愿意尽自己所能帮助福利院，回去可以跟大家商量，做一场慈善演出，或者。
别假惺惺的了，你大半夜来这儿的目的。
That is cheap coming from you, who only did this to keep his own reputation alive.
我不在了，但是我还是想
亲自来忏悔。
我不相信他已经死了。
Oh fuck! Oh, are we saying that everyone that we did the whole zombie thing to were actually dead?
以你现在的身份，他只会成为你的负担。还有，福利院也不需要你的施舍。
I mean, you just told me everyone was starving, so clearly it does.
好了，你也都听到了，回去吧。
Okay, I thought everyone was actually dead.
他是和你父母在同一架飞机上的唯一幸存者，所以
Was that it?
所获得的幸运都是有代价。
他不就是个贩卖
What did that? She didn't have anything to do with that.
没少为他花钱。
楼上说的是以前七市区那所骗钱的福利院。
他人的不幸，便是这份代价。
他一走，那所
Oh, the zombie thing comes from him.
难道
从来没见过关于他父母的。
算了下，从年龄上来看，应该是联合23年实行的福利院。听航空公司的朋友说过，那年死亡乘客名单和登记人数的确对不上，少了个人。他那么幸运大难不死，该不会就是他吧？幸运的本质
Good reporter.
当然是他人的不幸啊！你运气好找到工作，那别人不就少口饭吃吗？你运气好，在地上捡到了钱，那不就是有人丢了钱吗？
咱们就说这次排位赛关键时刻，女王的意外败北，输给一个莫名其妙的 nobody， 怎么就这么不凑巧呢？这说明他自个儿是幸运的，但跟他凡是扯上点关系的人都倒了血霉。
Or did she participate in a tournament before the one that we're waiting for? I'm sorry, is he seeing the future or is he going crazy?
你们几个在这干嘛呢？快点跑出来了！
近日，幸运厅之前所在的福利院又爆出食物中毒事件，这是该街区继上月自来水厂重金属超标后的第3起极端事件。
都是因为幸运清单。
I'm surprised I made the
所以这
news.
个福利院现在又破又烂，像个鬼故事。
这个福利院已经被不幸诅咒了，周围街区的人也跟着遭殃。他们这些天出了多少事？
I can't tell who's doing this.
现在整个70街区，我看能不去就别去了。
我有个朋友前几天开车经过那
Has to be Lou, right?
毛就撞树上了，你说邪门不邪门？
别说路过了，我就吃了个那里产的水果，拉肚子拉了3天。
都怪那个福利院开在那里。
I hate how they're writing the numbers in the show.
要不是你，福利院不会落到现在这个下场。要不是你，我的梦想就不会像现在这样支离破碎。
He needs to take some self-responsibility here.
有个事儿，我想跟你商量下。米奇准备签小青作为重点培养的英雄了。
啊？凭什么？他明明是我。
他从你这里逃走，就说明已经不受你控制了。我最早希望他能隐姓埋名，平平安安过好这一生，所以才嘱托给了你。
Yeah, I appreciate the reporter had at least a little bit of goodness in mind.
你就当帮我最后一个忙，至少在你能控制的范围内。
Considering it's going to be his daughter who wants to change the trust value system. Okay, it was him. He.
要不是你，我老公就不会离开我。要不是你，我老公就不会离开我。
要不是你，我就不会生那个病了。要不是你，
Or is this a combo of him and Lou?
工作都不会丢。要不是你，先不会亏光。要不是你，
That guy has nothing to stand on. Not for you, I would have spent all my money.
还在跌，还在跌。新来至今天
Is it? I saw it go 3,
现在别说冲击名次
30 to 31. That's up.
排名。现在不光面临英雄名次的问题，演唱会这边原本销售一空的票，现在出现退票潮。老板，我看要不先把演唱会延期或者停办，减小损失。
你是想让所有人都来骂我们做贼心虚吗？
可以开个记者招待会，我会向大家澄清事实的。
Outside of Linling, actually shooting Moon, this might be the worst piece of shit we've seen so far.
现在传的难道不是事实吗？你不是空难事件的幸存者，你在福利院的时候不是作为圣女贩卖运气？
但他们歪曲了我做这些事的本意。
有谁在乎你的本意？事实是人们的判断依据，而是非是人们的臆想。
I mean, I just have the trust value system works.
不可能。
Mickey, you kind of suck right now.
我就问你一个问题，你能解释清楚，凭什么你一出生就拥有幸运的能力吗？
Also, it's an impossible question to answer. That's the daughter, Queen.
女王前辈，
你怎么来了？气色不错，我们可担心你担心的要死。
抱歉，没能给你带来好运气。
恰恰相反，是你的歌声给了我力量，带我走出了阴霾。
I mean, Sienna's still my favorite, and I really don't appreciate what's happening to her. Even though I said this was going to be the downturn.
现在舆论的中心是关于当年那起飞机事故，因为那起事件触动了所有人内心的伤疤，而亲在那起事故中的经历，和他为何能够拥有幸运能力的原因，其实都有答案。
我知道真正的大英雄。
When she was a kid,
刚说好的。
and survivor's guilt is not something she needs.
走，去看看。
等一下，我这里还有一样东西要交给你。
当年有一份机舱内仅存的录音资料，还保存在福利院的院长。
Oh, great. We gave it to the greatest person to have it.
我现在就去把它找出来。
别说那个福利院了，整个70区都已经变成地狱了。
I mean, what could it possibly say? That she jumped into the cockpit and attacked the pilot?
必须由我自己去拿回来。
老板，你看他又要胡来。
让他去吧，这也是我们最佳的翻盘机会。
Not like in Mickey.
这些人都是怎么了？他们身上的都是什么东西？
No, District 70 is literally the zombie apocalypse. I was right, and then I was wrong about guessing that I would be wrong. Oh, thank God. I was like, who the hell are you shooting? Certainly not going to win people back when they say, she shot me with an arrow. It has to be some sort of combination of the Dean and Lou. Lou is spreading the bad luck, and Dean's bad vibes are... I guess there's no real way to contain this either, because it spreads from person to person in the area. Or I guess anybody coming into the area to like lock these people down would become whatever this is.
没想到演唱会上的一段感言，竟然会闹出这么大乱子，甚至导致恐惧在七时区爆发。
恐惧一直
Capital
都在
F
只是小青给了他们一个契机。人们容易迷信运气，反之厄运也是人们内心中最容易被牵动的恐惧。
看来这次的事件
So they know something.
有些事就瞒不住了。
Because they capitalized fear when they're referring to this thing.
幸运有时候
But
会
they've also
奖励
shown
给我们这些有准备的
uncapitalized F, fear. Alright, Zhao. Already showed us you can clear this out by playing your guitar. Which I guess we're just not going to do again. Never mind. Or never mind, because we're not doing the guitar. Huh. The exact places she shot had the little bulby things. I guess she has an infinite number of arrows. Again, you just played your guitar and you AoE'd everybody out of this. You don't have to be shooting them with arrows. At least the training went well, obviously. Again, possibly the source of, or is also just heavily affected by. I know the fact that we saw the things hitting Lou's face and him like blistering because of it might be that Lou is also just being affected. I don't know what this stuff is. Oh, she's making his arms visible. Got it. Best soundtrack of all the episodes. Well, all the non-Lucky Sion episodes. Badass face. How did she lose to a no-name hero in the tournament? Oh, got some of it on you though. feel like it really could have used that guitar to save a lot of people.
指引我去正确的位置吧。
Is it gonna be Lou? Is Lou the one who has it? Yo-yo. It's a yo-yo.
在那儿。
So how does that thing know? What is that thing? I know it was in the picture when they were showing her new kid, but I don't think we had a description of what that was.
我知道你回来了。
失落。
我也知道了一切的厄运其实都源于你。我怎么那么傻，被你天真的外表骗了
Come on, Lou.
你还说你不想当英雄，但现在呢？你离开后就再也没有想要回来。而这里的人们
You were on the other side of the door. You heard.
遭人遗弃，被人唾骂。我父母的死也是因为你。
Bullshit. Come on, Lou.
你终于来了。
我一直都在寻找有关你的线索。
那你找没找到我不信的原因，都是托你的福。
He's got half of the eyes of the Dean. I don't think we're going to be able to talk Lou out of this. For some reason, I'm really on try to save Lou.
看来你的幸运也到头了。
罗，你还记得这个吗？你曾经用它帮我打破了幸运的魔咒，这次也一样可以。
I mean, dealing with he's swinging to kill. It's really hard to. Come on, fuck you, Lou. Is water gonna clear out this? That's never rained in District 70 before? What the hell's on the recording? Oh, never mind, I got it. Remember, it was two heroes fighting, I believe, is that they said the plane crash was caused by.
飞机已经失控，请求立即支援！什么事？我怎么会这样？他回家了，什么时候回来？
我们也有一个和他年纪相仿的孩子，
Of course.
再也见不到了。
How is this gonna get picked up by the black box? I knew that song was going to come into play. I went the wrong way, but I knew it was going to come into play.
看来他也很喜欢这首歌。乖宝宝，你一定要好好活下去。他还没来得及好好看看这个世界呢。如果真的有奇迹，就让这孩子连我的那份一起活下去吧。
昨日前没来得及，多看刚出生的孙子几眼。
So the source of luck is the entire fucking plane.
请帮我转达给我太希望他能给我女儿说句话。就说他妈妈去了很遥远的地方，
把我们的希望传递出去。
小姐，
晚安，罗。
这首歌叫什么啊？我好像在哪里听过。
嘿嘿，这可是我的原创
With everybody on the plane saying all that stuff instead of screaming and everything. I've no doubt that Lou would be able to hear that in the recording.
你该不会是抄来的吧？
饭可以乱吃，话可不能乱讲。这明明是我歌写的好，触动到了你的内心。
哈，如果厚脸皮也算种能力，那你肯定当之无愧。厚脸皮英雄，洛。
Come on, Lou, you were a fucking idiot from the start thinking that she was at fault for the plane crash. But that was like the best possible way to explain her luck and resolve his story. However,
好像都没长个。
讨厌。
随着空难资料的公开
okay, so we have a minute left. Something bad could still happen.
事情在短时间内迎来巨大反转。氢的幸运是寄托了全体遇难者的祝福，而这份正能量现在也成了大家传颂的佳话。
Yeah, I mean,
人气大幅回升，信赖值指数上
how
涨，
can you not be
居然在
fucking
短时
moved by
间内
that?
跃升至英雄榜第7。原本被厄运纠缠的福利院，目前也都恢复运营。而此次事件也牵涉出某种与信赖相悖的能量源。 这种能量一旦泛滥，对社会的危害不容小觑。
I figured we already knew about that.
命名为恐惧。
看来，当年我没。
I mean, they were talking about capital F.
这份幸运，终究还是要被我撞上了。
那，你可别掉以轻心了。
Mickey, you're still an ass.
中窥探恐惧的人，可不止我们。
Well, yeah, I mean, he's motivated by his son's death. And now that the other guy, the new Easel, has Rock's backing, of course he doesn't have to spend his time in this old place. Although I guess technically he owns it because his son was the one who got it. I think, technically, this is, I don't know if we can call this a good ending, but it's probably the best ending we've gotten from a character 3-episode arc. Granted, you know, fucking everything bad that happened to everybody in an entire district versus one side character dying. Well, I guess the other two had one side character dying, Moon dying, and his son. Sorry, I'm pointing at the screen. I probably already covered it up because I'm doing the post thing here. Yeah, I don't know. Does the collective suffering of all of District 70 equate to the deaths of 2 characters? And the sadness, I don't know. I guess Lin Ling has not Lin Ling. He's his own guy now. I was about to call him nice again. His isn't the worst. New Easel is the worst. He got the death that Lin Ling kind of also got in his story. Well, of course, New Easel is the worst. He's also the one who killed Moon, so he's got double down. He doubled down on that. Lucky Cyan has to have something worse happen to her in someone else's story to even make it equate to New Easel's or Lin Ling's. Again, I don't know. The element that we just don't know what the hell on earth that was happening in District 70, if it can even, or 7, or whatever, equate to everything else. Like I said, that song was going to come into play, but of course it went in the opposite direction that I thought it was. I thought we were going to indicate that Lou's parentage or something was going to come into question, and the song was going to indicate it. And of course, it went the exact opposite. His parents are basically the one that instigated Lucky Cyan having all that luck. You know, because they basically said everything, and then everybody else on the plane heard it throughout their own thing. I don't think there could be a more perfect way for a character to get power. And I don't know if that indicates to my confusion before about a character inheriting power. Because the implication is, well, no, sorry, I think I'm right. That's where her trust value came from. The reason she survived is that at the moment of impact, she had the trust value of everyone on the plane. Obviously, except for the pilots, they should have been too busy to have weighed in on that. Although, and again, we didn't see her wrist after the wreck, because I was going to ask, do you think the trust value continues after death? Because conceivably, she survived because of all the trust value she had. And then, at the moment of impact, all those people die. And she loses all that trust value if it ceases to exist, or if it's additive and you can't remove trust value that's gained by people that died. Now, I'm going to say it probably goes away when they die. It's an active participation system. Otherwise, you would get a supervillain who earns trust from people and then kills them and it becomes insurmountably powerful. So, yeah, I'm already trying to game the system, and I think it's clear. The moment the crash happened, she survived and then lost all her luck. Which, you know, if this was Final Destination or something, she should have then immediately died anyway. Really sad, but really understandable, and I can see how the entire public would then immediately come back to her side. I, in fact, don't understand how they turned on her so quickly. That was just like, we saw all the bad shit happening, and the Dean losing his goddamn mind. And again, he was the source. Lou had nothing to do with it. He was he was pissed and everything because of how the Dean was manipulating him and abusing him, but at the same time, it all came from the Dean, so understood. And we already knew fear. We had fear from episode 1. And again, they already knew about it too, because again, the subtitles, they were capital F fearing, and then referring to other fear with a lowercase f. Sorry, I had other thoughts there, but I suddenly can't think of what the hell I was trying to talk about, because my brain is going like from point A to point C to point D to point X. I got no idea. This is clearly going to be a note section worthy episode, because it's episode 3. It's the payoff to the first 2 episodes. And obviously, I have to think that since next episode's going to come up, we're going to figure out if we saw a character in the last 3 episodes that is going to be our next focus. As I said before, Nui Soul shows up in the final episode of Lin Ling's. Like Xian is in multiple episodes if you count the tickets, but then in the final episode of Nui Soul's, I'm going to think it's going to be that guy who walked away that gave the first coin, and we're going to recognize him by the back. I don't know. Clearly, sorry, stupid thought here. In the opening, I believe the fourth hero that we see is the fucking dog. So, if there was somebody walking their dog while Lucky Xian was giving her concert at the water fountain, wouldn't have even thought about it until right now. So, I mean, that one's for you in the commenters who know what's coming up. Otherwise, yeah, I think I'm going to leave the rest of this to the notes because my mind is going a mile a minute and I can't even keep track of what I'm trying to think of. Not that this has been a very interesting diatribe for me who's gotten everything sort of right and sort of wrong. This is going to be important. Was important. Because it's going to indicate this. Did not indicate this. So yeah, anyway, we'll come back next time, next note section to discuss everything that we've learned from this time, and I'll try to apply it to everything that I've learned before. They also covered some dates, and I do still have my running calendar, so I'll try to adjust everything there and discuss that then. So, until then, once again, I have been Theta, this has been Stoneface Reactions, and we will catch you again next time. Bye-bye.
Hey everybody, thanks for watching another Stoneface Reactions. If you have an idea of another video we could go ahead and watch, go ahead and put it in the comments down below and we'll add it to the wheel. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe and let us know what you thought about this video, what parts you liked. And until then, we'll see you next time. Is this too goofy?